I have a small problem with these brands. Their lineups are weird or feel incomplete. For example, Infiniti only sells 2 models now, which is double the amount that Chrysler sells. What's my solution to this problem? I'm going to fix the lineups of these brands by adding and discontinuing some models. By the time I'm done, their lineups will be a million times better. Without further ado, let's drive into the video! Yeah, I'm sorry for that pun. Before I start customizing the lineups, you must know that this entire video is based on what models I believe should and shouldn't exist in these brands' lineups. Feel free to share your ideas in the comments. Now, I am going to customize the lineups of 10 brands. Yes, 10 brands have slightly or very odd lineups. Those brands are Chevrolet, GMC, Buick, Cadillac, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, Chrysler, Infiniti, and Mitsubishi. By the way, I will cover GMC, Buick, and Cadillac together in one segment because what I do is essentially the same across all 3 brands. The same goes for Dodge and Ram, but that's for another reason that will be revealed later. Also, I will not be covering the non-American lineups of these brands, because some of these automakers make a lot of models outside the US, and I don't feel like going over each one. Starting with Chevrolet, the models I'm discontinuing are the Blazer Crossover, Blazer EV, Trailblazer Crossover, and Bolt. These vehicles simply aren't necessary. Midsize crossovers aren't very popular, EV or not. The Bolt doesn't sell well, and Chevy already has the Trax, so another model in that space is redundant. The models I'm adding are a new Camaro, a new Trailblazer and Trailblazer EV, a new Blazer Off-Roader, and a new S10. The Camaro returns to compete with the Mustang, the Blazer Off-Roader takes on the Bronco, and the S10 gives Chevy a rival to the Ford Maverick. The S10 is based on the existing Chevrolet Montana, and the gas and electric Trailblazers give Chevy a proper mid-size SUV offering. For GMC, I'm adding the Envoy and Jimmy. Both are rebadged Chevrolets. The Envoy is a more upscale Trailblazer, and the Jimmy is a more premium version of the Blazer. For Buick, I'm discontinuing the Encore GX for the same reasons I discontinued the Trailblazer crossover from Chevy's lineup. Next, I will be adding gas and electric versions of the Rainier. Just like the Envoy, they're essentially a more luxurious Trailblazer. The Enclave and Envision will also receive electric variants. For Cadillac, I'm discontinuing the XT5 crossover and replacing it with a non-crossover luxury Trailblazer, which will still be called the XT5. The Lyriq will undergo a similar transformation. I'm also introducing the XT3, a luxury version of the Trailblazer crossover. I chose the Trailblazer crossover over the Trax because it has a bulkier, more upscale presence than the Trax. Out of all the brands I'm changing, Dodge is getting some of the biggest updates. I'm also merging Dodge and Ram back into one brand, as they simply aren't different enough to remain separate entities. First, the 2 cuts. The Hornet and the heavily disliked Charger EV are both gone. The Hornet doesn't feel like a true Dodge, and the Charger EV has really no real purpose. Now for the many additions. A new Charger, Challenger, Dakota, Viper, and the new Ram Charger Off-Roader. The new Charger and Challenger continue from their 2023 models, while the Viper and Ram Charger return largely for nostalgia and enthusiast appeal. Finally, the Dakota is back to give Dodge a mid-sized pickup truck. Like Dodge, Jeep is also seeing major changes. Before I get into the discontinued models, the Grand Cherokee has been renamed to just Cherokee because there's nothing particularly grand about it. No new vehicles are being added. The discontinued models are, and get ready because there's quite a few, the Renegade, Recon, Cherokee Hybrid, Grand Wagoneer, Wagoneer S, and both 4xe models. The Renegade, Recon EV, and Cherokee Hybrid don't feel like real Jeeps, similar to how the Charger EV and Hornet don't feel like true Dodges. Both 4xe models are unreliable and unwanted, and Jeep isn't a luxury brand, so the Wagoneer S and Grand Wagoneer are out. However, the regular Wagoneer stays. Earlier, I mentioned that Chrysler only has one vehicle as of 2024, but I'm changing that dramatically. No models have been discontinued, and the Pacifica has been renamed back to the Town & Country. Chrysler is gaining 8 new models: the 300, gas and EV versions of the Pacifica, gas and EV Aspens, gas and EV Imperials, and the electric Airflow. The 300 is the new flagship full-size sedan. The gas and electric Pacificas form a compact SUV line. The Aspens are the mid-sized SUVs, while the Imperials sit at the full-size end. Tell me, is Imperial a good name for a full-size SUV? Considering Chrysler's old luxury brand carried the name, is it a good choice or a mistake? Finally, the Airflow is Chrysler's electric full-size sedan, competing with cars such as the Tesla Model S and Lucid Air. It's not just the American brands that I will be customizing the lineups of. The Japanese also have some duds, and one of them is Infiniti. Like with Chrysler, I haven't discontinued any existing models, and all SUVs now use the letter G instead of Q. The QX80 becomes the GX80, the QX60 becomes the GX70, and a new compact SUV will take the GX60 name. I'm also introducing the compact crossover GX50 and two new cars: the G50 and G35. The G50 is a mid-size sedan, and the G35 is Infiniti's version of the Nissan Z. Mitsubishi is the final brand in this lineup overall, and in my opinion, it's the brand that's changed the most. The only models being discontinued are the Outlander Sport and Eclipse Cross, and honestly, they will not be missed. Since Mitsubishi's US lineup is tiny, I'm adding several models: the Lancer, Eclipse, 3000 GT, Grandes or Grandis, Destinator, Montero, Triton, and the Montero Sport, which will be renamed to the Endeavor. The Destinator and Endeavor will also receive electric models. Before this video ends, let's look at each brand's new and improved lineup. Remember, these are just the North American lineups, and there are no strictly commercial vehicles shown. Also, some vehicles shown may not be accurate to what the actual model would look like. Chevrolet is first, and its new lineup includes the Trax, Equinox, Equinox EV, Trailblazer, Trailblazer EV, Blazer Off-Roader, Traverse, Tahoe, Suburban, S10, Colorado, all 3 gas Silverados, Silverado EV, and Corvette. Next is GMC, which has the Terrain, Envoy, Jimmy, Acadia, Yukon, all 3 gas Sierras, Sierra EV, and both Hummer EVs. After GMC is Buick, which has the Envista, gas and EV Envisions, gas and EV Rainiers, and gas and EV Enclaves. The final GM brand is Cadillac, which consists of the CT4, CT5, Celestiq, XT3, XT4, XT5, XT6, Optic, Lyriq, Vistiq, Escalade, and Escalade IQ. After Cadillac comes Dodge and Ram, which houses the Charger, Challenger, Viper, Durango, Ram Charger, Dakota, and all 3 Ram trucks. Next is Jeep, which has the Compass, Wrangler, Cherokee, Wagoneer, and Gladiator. The final Chrysler brand is, well, Chrysler. Chrysler has the 300, Airflow, gas and EV Pacificas, gas and EV Aspens, gas and EV Imperials, and the Town & Country. The first of the Asian brands is Infiniti. Infiniti has the G50, G35, GX50, GX60, GX70, and GX80. The final brand is Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi now has the Lancer, Eclipse, 3000 GT, Grandes or Grandis, gas and EV Destinators, gas and EV Endeavors, Montero, and Triton. That's it. I've changed every one of those brands' lineups, hopefully for the better. I doubt any of those brands will actually change their lineups similar to how I did in this video, but it's not completely impossible. All we can do is hope. Goodbye. For example, Infiniti only smells 2 models now. Did I say smells? Before I start customizing the lineups, words. The Bolt doesn't sell well, and Chevy... I just combined Chevy and Chevrolet. I'm discontinuing the XT5 crossover and replacing it with a non-luxury... crap. I'm all... Dang it.